Before we jump into this video, I would like to make something clear. In the past, I've made these videos and people have been a little bit confused. They've said, oh, this person's not going to win the championship. That's absurd. This is not me declaring that Austin Dillon is going to win the championship. I've done this for multiple drivers in the Cup Series this year. Who's going to win the 2020 championship? I've already picked my pick. Austin Dillon is not my pick, but basically what I do, I go through the playoff drivers and I make a case for them on why they could win the championship, and that's what this is. This isn't me saying Austin Dillon's going to win the championship. This is me saying how he could do it, and yeah, that's basically it. Some people just get confused by it. It can be a little bit confusing, so I understand it. It's not me being mad. It's just me explaining so you aren't confused. So it's not me picking Austin Dillon. It's just giving him a case. We stopped doing these for a bit. Just because the schedule got busy, and also I didn't want to have to make a championship case in the event of someone in a must-win, and it would have just been pointless. So I kind of wanted to wait it out, see who advanced and who had not. So we're gonna start them back up again with who's remaining and who's pretty much safe. And I'm surprised I'm here, but Austin Dillon. Why Austin Dillon won the 2020 championship? We're doing that video today. We've done 9, I think, already. And one of them is Ryan Blaney. He looks like he's going to get eliminated, so you can go make fun of me on that video. I mean, that wasn't my pick, but still. Anyways, back to this. End of the video, I'll tell you what the plan is for this weekend with other videos. I got a new video series idea. Some of you may like it. Some of you might not know what it is. I'm still learning about what it is, but I'll tell you at the end of the video. So yeah, let's get into it. Why Austin Dillon won the 2020 NASCAR Cup Series championship. Number 1, he is red hot right now. The dude's got 2 consecutive top 5s. He's led a buttload of laps compared to what he normally does at Richmond. He's collecting stage points. I don't know what it is. RCR has not been bad this year. Last year they were. This year they decided to show up, and obviously Dillon's win clinched his spot, but I think he would have still been fighting for a spot on points if he didn't get that win. Reddick was right there on the edge of the bubble. So Reddick and Dillon, they've been having solid years, especially compared to last year for RCR as a whole. They've been doing much better. They've been showing speed. They've been in the top 10. Dillon's got, let me see here, 9 top 10s and 4 top 5s. So he's had a good year. 2 consecutive top 5s on top of that. And then obviously the win at Texas. I was there for that. That was amazing. He's had an underrated year compared to his first, 4 or 5 years in the Cup Series. So, man, it's been impressive to watch, especially these last 2 weeks, the runner-up at Darlington. And then last week at Richmond, that wasn't like lucked into 4th place. They had a fast car. They led 50-something laps. They finished 2nd in both the stages, and they finished 4th. They had a top 5 car. If not for a couple of mistakes, a speeding penalty and a missing pit road, they could have won that race. They were that good. They might have had a race-winning car based off speed. When's the last time we've been able to say that for RCR? Their last few wins they got really lucky with the strategy at Texas, but Dillon did have a good drive at the end there. 2018 Daytona 500, it's Daytona. He also had to wreck someone to get the win. The Coke 600 fuel mileage. Phoenix with Ryan Newman 2017 fuel mileage. I can't remember the last time RCR won a race based off pure speed. And they had a really good opportunity this Saturday night with Richmond. And that momentum, I'm a big believer in momentum. I think if they can carry that into the second round, there's a couple wild card races in there. If they can just survive those, they might be in the round of 8. And in the round of 8 is Texas, okay? But yeah, let's go into it. So obviously, unless they crash out this weekend, they're going to make it past the first round. Bristol, just get a couple stage points, finish in the top 15, you advance. And then looking at the next round, you got Las Vegas, you've got Talladega, and you got the Roval. So you look at those 3 tracks. The one I'm most concerned about for Dillon is the Roval. I don't really think of him as a road racer. But Talladega, he's won a plate race before. He knows how to stay out of trouble sometimes there. RCR is usually they bring some good speed to the plate track, so it'll be interesting to see how they can do there. And for Las Vegas, he won in 1.5 miles. It's a different style 1.5 miles at Las Vegas than Texas, but they've had some good, consistent speed. They've had top 10, top 15 speed. Let's say they go there, they get some stage points, they get a couple top 10, or they get a top 10 maybe. I don't know. They just have to put it together. Decent performance. As I said, stage points. I think it's a little too late to gain a lot of playoff points, and I don't think they're the team that's going to go off and win multiple races. I think that with the speed they've been showing these last few weeks, they could win a race, but I don't see them going off like Tony Stewart and winning 5 or 6 races to win the championship, but I could see them winning a race here in the next few weeks. They've showed the speed. I don't know where it came from, but they've shown speed. But Bristol, another short track this weekend, and they did really good at the last short track, Richmond. And then, as I said, Las Vegas, I expect them to run in the top 15 probably, depending on how everyone else does. If there's chaos, they can maybe get a top 10, maybe 10, maybe even a top 5. If they pull the right strategy like they did at Texas, just hold off the field for the win. And then looking at Talladega, you just got to survive, man. His strategy has got to be survive. You can go for stage points early on, but once it gets to the end, you cannot afford to get anything. 30th place finish might put them in a must-win at the Roval, and I don't like that situation for them. So let's say they do have a couple good runs at Talladega and Las Vegas, and they survive the Roval, and they advance to the round of 8. Your round of 8 tracks are Kansas, Texas, Martinsville. So you got a short track in there where they just did really good. You got the track they are the most recent winners at, Texas. And then you got Kansas, a track, I think it was last year. It was Chicagoland last year, which is similar to Kansas. I think they were on pole or something. They led a bunch of laps, and I think they got a top 10. But who's to say they can't pull something off? I mean, they've pulled off some good strategy before, and with the way they're looking right now, they could have some actual speed going into the round of 8. I think it's going to be a must-win. I don't think they can point their way in. They're at too much of a gap right now. The top 3 have a 30-plus point advantage. Harvick's got 60 playoff points. Hamlin's got 50. Keselowski's got almost 40. So those 3 are basically locked in unless they just have a horrendous round of 8. And then the next guys are Logano, Elliott, Truex, and they're all 20-plus, I think. So Dillon's at 5. So he's going to need to pick up more playoff points, or he's going to have to win. And, obviously you could go for the stage points, but you don't know what's going to happen in that third stage. You could blow a tire. You could get involved in someone else's wreck. So I think they got to go for the win there. And based off history, I can't believe it. Texas Motor Speedway is their best shot of winning and getting to the championship 4. Let's say they do it. They pull off the miracle. They sweep Texas in 2020, and they advance to Phoenix to the championship 4. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm having this conversation. I'm kind of convincing myself that it's possible. Let's say they get to Phoenix. Let's say they get to Phoenix. Dude, they showed speed at Richmond. Obviously different tracks, but that's the car. Brad Keselowski won at Richmond. They said they're using that car to go to Phoenix with. Let's say Austin Dillon makes it to the championship 4. Who's to say they won't bring that same car they ran at Richmond to Phoenix? They bring that car. That's a top 5 car. That's going to lead laps. I mean, think about it. This is a legit possibility. This is going to be a Ryan Newman situation all over again. I don't think this is going to happen. Dude, could you imagine if Austin Dillon won the championship this year? I don't think it's going to happen, but just what if, man? Like, all of a sudden he shows up, gets a couple top 5s, top 10s, gets maybe one extra win, and then wins the championship. I don't think it'll happen, but in conclusion, Austin Dillon to win the championship. He'll advance out of the first round most likely. Second round, he just has to survive. He has to avoid issues at Talladega and the Roval. And then when it comes to the round of 8, he's got to win. And let's say he pulls something off and he wins at Texas, Kansas, or even Martinsville. And then he goes to Phoenix. They bring the same car as Richmond, and they just freaking win. I don't know. This format makes that possible. So I don't know. I don't think it'll happen, but you never know. It's tough to say. But yeah, as for the rest of this week, I have a fun idea. You guys know I play that video game on my iPod phone called Real Racing 3. They have a new Formula 1 2020 season. I've been playing around with it. Already raced the Belgian Grand Prix, unlocked the AlphaTauri car. And the British Grand Prix opens up tomorrow, and I was going to record that, just record my voice over it, talking about it and stuff, and do that over the weekend. You can't do it in all one day. The amount of money they give you, it restricts you from doing it all in one day, basically. But yeah, we're going to do that tomorrow. That's going to be fun. That'll be the first day of the British Grand Prix, and then we'll continue on through the weekend, see how long it takes. It'll be fun. I haven't decided a car yet. I'll decide then. But you'll see what it is. So far, I've got the AlphaTauri unlocked, so it's not going to be that. but I'm looking at Mercedes, McLaren, Ferrari, all those teams. So yeah, it's going to be a fun time tomorrow. But yeah, that's the rest of this video. Thanks for watching.